Hi.
Hello, hey everyone.
How you doing? We're going to change the format up a little bit, kind of do this panel style and keep the text a little shorter. So here we go. So this week's blog is entitled Live. Well, let's try that for a change. Yeah, how about that? That's a novel idea. So hello and welcome back. I hope you've all enjoyed the series on how cool is Paragon Chiropractic. I thought the blogs and videos were pretty good, if you ask me. And I hope by now you all realize that the staff of Paragon Chiropractic is here to uh, to help everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Nala included.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. When writing these blogs and doing these videos, I don't really know what will actually impinge, right? So what's going to make or bring that reader or that viewer to the point where they have that oh haha moment and they get what I'm saying. So I try and pack a lot of information into a few pages to give the reader or video viewer something to think about. But I wonder sometimes if in doing so I fail to really drive home the point that I'm trying to make. Um, so perhaps this could be TMI, too much information. These blogs and videos are meant to be uplifting and presented from a pro-human viewpoint, meaning I'm in favor of anything that helps people live better and survive better on their own determinism. A person creates the life and livingness they are experiencing. It's that simple, right? L. Ron Hubbard once said, "You'll be in a good state or a bad one. Really, I'm sorry to have to tell you, there's no choice. One may be able to step off the planet, but one isn't going to step off life." Wow, that's heavy. So pretend it to be otherwise or live as though it isn't so, but you are alive and always will be. Each of us has been around for an eternity. We are in the middle of an eternity, and will find ourselves one day in some future eternity, right? Wow, what does all that mean? To me, it means get busy living. Keep putting yourself into tomorrow again and again and again. Living is not some wimpy thing where everything is rainbows and lollipops. If one reviews natural history and our time here on this planet, Mother Nature has been working very, very hard to wipe us all out. So why help her? Study, think, and participate in your own livingness. That is the only cure that will ever be available to any of us. I wish I could tell you how to do this, but you wouldn't listen anyhow. There's so much out there that people are like, oh yeah, I got to remember to do that someday. So we're not going to bother doing a grocery list on what you should or shouldn't do. And besides, it was always yours to do with as you wished. That being your life. So you're just going to have to decide and see what works for you. So this is the stuff that the staff at Paragon Chiropractic does best. Helps you to help yourself. You have only to ask. Well, all right. We'll leave it at that for right now, and we'll kind of just do a little discussion here on some of the points that we made. If anybody in the panel wants to say anything.
This mic keeps dying, so we're gonna share one mic.
All right, share one mic. Hooray.
um, yeah, it's kind of a funny thing that especially in this nation, everywhere you turn, there's something that's trying to get you. It's our food, it's our water, it's our air, it's everything. So it's really nice to have an adaptable body and an adaptable mind, and a mind that can learn and make its decisions to figure out what is its best way forward. Because when you know what there is and what the options are, you can always make the better decision. And even if you're not making the better decision, you at least know the score. Like, yeah, I'm going to have, XYZ inflammatory foods for dinner and it's going to taste really good, but I'm probably going to pay for it tomorrow. It's not, oh, I eat the standard American diet and oh my gosh, I'm shocked I have the standard American diseases. And then I go down the standard American pathway for healing that is not healing. So yeah, I think with what my dad said, there's a lot of life to live and you just have to figure out your path to live the best life.
Yeah, and like we said, that to me is one of the definitions of health and wellness is the ability to adapt, and that's it. And the thing that's going to become clearer as things go on, there is no difference between your life or division between your life and then over here is eating healthy and taking care of yourself. You're going to find that these disc herniations, the low back things that you bring in, chronic knee and tendon pain is actually indicative of coronary artery disease. This isn't like, well, yeah, I can ignore all of that and I'll take care of this. It's like I'm going to keep mopping the deck here on the boat while there's a big hole in the hull. You better fix the hole. Yeah.
I was talking with a client yesterday about that, and she does kind of like end of life law practices and stuff like that. And not to like scare you into that, you better get living because the end's coming. But
You should.
in her line of work as well, there's this disconnect between like all the things we did, and at the end, you just expect there to be some perfect outcome, right? Like, oh, all my effects will be in order and everything will just wind up where it's supposed to be because, that's just the way it works. It's like, not that you need to be preoccupied and like be this grinder that's always kind of like laying the foundation, but definitely don't think that where you're at right now is a result of anything else other than what you did or didn't do in the past. So that's kind of like, um, then another good reason to get living. You know what I mean? Like we just had our baby Nolan. It's really cool, and like that took a lot of work, and it's gonna take a lot of work for the rest of our days. But like, um, we got the product we wanted, and he's like so fun and awesome, and I feel like we're doing life to a better degree. You know what I mean? Now that we kind of put that stuff in order. Willard Anderson, sorry, Anderson. Willard is his nickname. Just moved and all those things of like you just get busy living and things like fall into a good way.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And in that same vein, bouncing off of what Dr. Abby was saying, find what works for you, um, and continue to find what works for you because what you find works for you today might not work tomorrow. I mean, certain things pop up and fall away, certain likes and dislikes, allergies, and so forth. It's just you gotta experiment, and I think you're a worthy experiment. So just try things out.
Well,
Yeah.
and also it's worth mentioning that your greatest ability as a person is your ability to change your mind and to change and adapt the way that you think. Even, books on health and wellness that were really good resources 10 years ago are obsolete now because it's always changing. And, we'll steadily and hopefully see that start to change in the medical model. But within this model, we're always looking towards what's changing, what's working, what's not working. And you're always going to want to lean into what is working and what is successful.
Yeah, and oddly enough, even though everything will change, the one thing that will always work is to keep pushing towards living. As we've said before, the antidote to death and sickness is living and health. So, yeah, this might change, that might change, that might change, but when you pull it all the way back, um, being in communication, taking care of yourself, being glad that you're alive, doing those things that look like living and pursuing will probably carry you through. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, and just to get back with what Anderson was saying, and this will come up in a later blog, but yeah, today's cure will almost invariably be tomorrow's problem. So you have to be able to adapt. And so there we go.
Absolutely.
Probably.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, that does it. So yeah, if you think about it, hit the like button. If you could subscribe, if you want to make some comments, and we're always available to talk about this. I don't want this to be like a one-sided, oh yeah, we're saying, and it's like, oh yeah, come in and talk. You can talk about this. There are people that come in and they like to talk about the stuff that I write in the blogs and what we talk about during the adjustments, and that's really amazing. So yeah, there we go.
Pro-human.
Pro human, go humans, humans, hooray! All right, take her easy. We'll see you next week.
Yes.